Recovery Church family, I have the pleasure of sharing an amazing announcement, something we've been praying for and hoping for and dreaming for a while. A few years back, almost 3 years ago now, my wife and I made a leap. We took a leap of faith, and because of generosity and support of others, God provided, and we took this leap to go plant churches for addicts and alcoholics, by addicts and alcoholics, by people in recovery and for people in recovery, and God's provided. And we've seen amazing things take place. We've seen lives transformed, and we've seen people find faith in Jesus, find recovery, and now give that same experience, strength, and hope to others. And we've seen that happen, but we've run out of bandwidth. We need more on our team. We need more administration, and we need more people to help me out there training and coaching these team members as they rise up as a part of Recovery Church. And so I'm going to introduce to you my good friend, Junior, and his bride, Mandy.
Well, hey guys, Junior here and my wife, Amanda. And we are excited to announce this move as full-time missionaries to the recovery community. And we are so excited that God is calling us to this. Honey, how do you feel about this?
We're so excited. The whole family is ready to move forward in what God is doing in our lives through the Recovery Church movement.
Yeah, I mean, we love recovery. And for those who don't know, 8 years ago, I came in, broken, wanted to end my life. And God brought me to a treatment center, which then brought me to AA, which then brought me to God, which has been an incredible process. And here's the thing, we need AA and we need God. Both of them work together. Hence why I love Recovery Church so much. But I never thought God would actually call us to do this full time. I mean, I'm actually honored and really excited that we get to step into this, because here's the thing, we truly believe that we need to have a recovery church in every city in America. And here's the thing, there's a lot of cities in America, isn't there? Like, we were messing around the other day, and I thought there was maybe 4 cities in each state, maybe about 200, 300 cities. Turns out there's like probably 19,000 cities. So we've got a lot of work cut out for us, but we do also know that there's addicts in every city in America. And those addicts are crying out for help. And the real answer is Jesus. So we're excited. And I remember when I was talking to my executive pastor, because I went from, being an addict to finding hope to being part of a church and actually growing to being on staff at that church. And it's been an incredible blessing. But my executive pastor asked me, he's like, well, Junior, why are you guys going to do this? And I told him a long time ago, I read Purpose Driven Life. And in that book, they said that your pain is your ministry. And here's the thing, I've had a lot of pain in recovery, and therefore I knew that God was calling me to that as far as ministry goes. And here's the thing, over the past couple of weeks and months, I've been hearing just God speaking the story of Jesus and Peter. And Jesus is telling Peter in Luke 22, he's like, Satan has to sift you like wheat, and I prayed for you that your faith wouldn't fail. But when you come back, strengthen your brothers. Strengthen your brothers. And I kept hearing this, when you come back, strengthen your brothers. And I felt like God was saying, hey, listen, you've had this pain in your life. Now that I've helped you overcome it, I need you to go back and strengthen your brothers. I need you to go back into AA. I need you to go back into the place where people are struggling with alcohol and drugs. And I need you to strengthen your brothers. I need you to love on them. And not by, going in there and telling them, well, you need Jesus. You need Jesus. He's saying, no, go in there and serve them. Go in there and love them. And I love how Paul says it. Paul says, he's like, I find common ground with people so that I can introduce them to Christ and let Christ transform their lives. See, I love that. He's saying, all I do is I find common ground to make an introduction. So I find people and they're like, hey, I'm an addict. I say, hey, me too. Can I introduce you to my friend Jesus, who helped me find freedom? And then I let Jesus transform their lives. And I think that's our heart, is that we just want to go out and we want to love on some people that struggle with addiction and help them to find hope. And I believe that when we have all of these recovery churches, Pastor Phil, who's an awesome pastor, love his leadership, we're actually trying to get people to go from being an addict to going through the 12 steps, which is crucial, then going through a disciples making disciples process, and then going to an online college so that they can get into ministry. And here's the thing, ministry doesn't necessarily look like being a pastor at a church. Some may be. I think some people that are going to go through, they have the potential and we want them to be pastors. But what would it look like for people to go through this process and then go back into the retail world or go back into a restaurant world. We get to show people what Jesus looks like in retail. We get to show people what Jesus looks like as a restaurant owner. So our heart and our hope is that we're going to come alongside of Recovery Church, and we're going to love on the recovery community, help them find Jesus, and help make a difference in their lives. God has done a difference in our lives, knowing that I have the recovery background, and we're excited to see what God is going to do through us and through you, because we need your prayers. We need you guys to partner with us. We can't do this alone.
Yeah.
19,000, remember that number, right? So we need you to come alongside of us. I know every one of you probably know a friend or a family member, maybe even you, that have struggled with drugs or alcohol. Come alongside of us. Let's make an impact through Christ together.
Amen.
Amen.
Junior and Mandy, I'm so excited you guys are taking this leap. You're joining Recovery Church movement. How do you feel?
I feel like God is just going to work everything out for the good of this ministry. I'm so excited that I get to just jump in and start working with Recovery Church in just in another level.
Mm-hmm.
We've been able to do ministry for kids. We've been able to do worship now on through Lake Worth. And so now I'm able to like step in and see a little bit more about what we're doing and be a ministry as a partnership. He's going to learn about singing and kids.
I think I've learned about kids already. The singing part, you don't want me to sing. People will literally leave Recovery Church.
How about you? How do you feel?
Well, I mean, we're excited. I remember the first time we went to a Recovery Church retreat, which was awesome, by the way. My wife went to her first one and automatically said, hey, I feel like this is it. Like, I feel like this is what God is calling us to. And I just thought it was so powerful because, again, our pain is our ministry, you know, and I just love people, and it just seeing so many people, especially through COVID, you know, passing away. I mean, I had people on my church team that passed away from ODing, and I realized just how real this really is.
It is.
Yeah.
So to me, it was just like, you know what? Let's make a difference.
Yeah, the time is now.
Let's make a difference, you know, because we've been doing it for a while, you know, kind of part-time, you know, but now just seeing how real this is, it's like we need to jump in, you know? And God's kept calling, you know, but I kept telling him, not now, Lord, not now, Lord, not now, Lord. But I think finally God's like, okay, you're gonna go. And I talked to Mandy, and Mandy says, you better go. And I'm like, okay, well,
the time is now.
Yeah.
The time is
When
now.
she says it, you know,
When
you
God
know,
says it,
God
I
said
don't know, but my wife says it. I better.
well, God is a little bit more graceful than she is. No, but they both confirmed, and I knew it was the time.
Awesome.
So we're excited.
So you're taking this leap. Obviously, you have a good job. You're a pastor at a church on the team at a large church, and they're taking care of you and they're loving on you. But you're taking this leap and unknown in this small organization. You know, is there any nerves? Or
I'm scared, really scared. Are you kidding me? I think maybe this is what took me so long to make this show. Is there is a big level of nervousness that comes with it. I mean, but I have faith and we trust God, and we've talked about it. We're like, God's never failed us, so He won't. Luckily, you know, Journey has been just so loving, and they're like, hey, you know, like, we're with you. But there's some nervousness. But I've been borrowing a lot of your faith, Phil, because you're the one that keeps saying, hey, you know what? People are going to come alongside of us, and people really care about people in recovery, and we're going to make a difference. So I've been borrowing some of your faith. But yeah, we're definitely nervous.
Well, what I want to say to the church is Junior and Mandy are being faithful. They're stepping out in faith. We need your help. We cannot do Recovery Church. We cannot do Recovery Church movement without your support. And if you're willing to get behind them and support them, if you go to our website, recovery.church, and you select the Building Together, that Building Together is going to support all of our new team members, everyone this year, because in order to do what God's called us to do, to reach every city in this nation and beyond, we need your support, and we need team members to help us. And so we would greatly appreciate you getting behind Junior and Mandy here and their entire family. And any support, don't think it's too little. They're not going to think it's too little. They have kids and family and mortgage like all of us. In order to do this, we need your help. And so we appreciate anything you're able to do. So thank you guys. I'm excited. It's going to be a great journey together.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.